This day 1,386 Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Learning should be closer. Yosh for Eretz Yisrael. Today we're doing your Adeh Simon Reish and Aleph, Sif Tez Zayin, to Simon Reish and Beis, Sif Beis. Tez Zayin. I'm astonished on this. What he spoke about in the previous, we said the basis is going to come out that basis should do whatever people see fit. But anyway, those who indeed hold that way should also say tzedakah, stam krovov and aniyim zochimra, that if you give tzedakah generically, then your poor relatives have first dibs. No, likrovov, and so to maisi give to your relatives. So Mordechai, neighbor Rabbi Metz, the Kobo, Taz. Mordechai says about ghosts, and the Jewish Rivam, it says that he was set aside money to tzedakah generically, not allowed to distribute them just to relatives. You have to give to all the poor people in the city equally. Person says give him $100 to aniyim generically, then you give it to aniyim of that city. In the Mordechai itself it says there, Rabbeinu Avram responded, somebody sets aside his money for tzedakah, Yeshlo Korban as a relative of the city, and Oshai Kroval of Valleys, now give just to Zel to Chulik, Akal Shono. Yesh appears to those who explain the Zemai B'Shinot of Im B'nei Ir. That's when he gave an adava together with the other people in the city. It doesn't sound away from the language. It seems like you have to give to your relatives. In the Tanaz it says, you're saving. He doesn't want to give it distribute. In other words, doesn't want to distribute all of the Ma'aser Ani which he has. Let's say if he wants to give some to the relatives, then Nota Mechza, he takes half, Nota Mechza gives a half. But those who say the Zeu, that's what you told required him. Avo Mamash and the Miatsu saying he gave him his own initiative, he give everything to his relatives. He says there it goes. The other is that based in, and it seems that all these things based in should do. The three rules that are based on their understanding of the perception situation. The tzedakos v'hekdeshes because by tzedakah and hekdesh we go after assessments of the our assessment of the situation. So therefore, have to actually take into account what you think you might have wanted to do. Yudzai Dover Pashudu. It's clear an endowment that from the profits money should be given to tzedakah. Even though the profits are not sufficient, nevertheless, it come aim closely to my care. We're not allowed to take money from the endowment. If your children or grandchildren have lost their property, you can't give them tzedakah that you set aside for another purpose. Unless, I guess it's after a person's death. Okay, I didn't realize we're talking about that. Unless he something in his will indicated this, it can't be done. But Yeshu Shoma doesn't say that from the profit you can give to his heirs, Shehanu, who became impoverished, because that's an assumption. As you said, you can go after assumptions. It's Panamiros. Loidati Lama says, I don't know why. Since they're rich at the time that the money says, so if I didn't die to Shanu Achakach. So not that's it, they're going to become impoverished afterwards. Because came a free shall tzedakah, it's only been set aside the money for specific tzedakah. How can you give it to the heirs? It's as with Zarabay one has to consider this very, very extensively. In the brackets, he says, Ein Tashbatz. Okay, look, you must see the tough Reish Beites. Be'isha Chazor woman Sheba Eis Mosa at the time that seems solely taking the Chazor on Sheira. She commanded directly to give the money to the people of the city. Then a poor brother came from a distance for those who is suitable to inherit her. And the Tashbates is determined to give it to him on account of the assessment. The Zel Pasha came, Zel Pshita, that's obvious, came to the Yorsha, since he was suitable to inherit her. Merchak is a distance, and he was an Oni at the time that she made the Nedava. Therefore, it's clear that she would have known that, she would have allocated him funds. But now when he was rich at the time of the Nedava. Good chap. Yuches, Perak out of us tonight. You anim b'nei beisecha. Anim should be members of your household. Vachi bush, this means to say, should be kodem tanan. For it said here, beisecha porosoga vacha. Your house should be open expansively. V'shiruglu anim lo beisecha l'sham shcha yavichu miucha. And anim should be frequent your house, and they should help serve you and benefit for you. Don't buy slaves in order to benefit serve you. Best to be served by Jewish brethren. The Asia Bushim Shanim, it was interesting, I never saw a spaceship for it. He said, there's other Bushim, Perus Ikar. This is the primary interpretation of Yuani and Nebe Secha. And we're so bad, goes up. Right, up. Evidently, it's from the end of the fourth Matzia, this is indicated. But now the pale, we learn in the pale, Shnaim Shakibu Sky of He says, so two people who acquired a field as sharecroppers, each one gives his portion Maisoni to the other one. Therefore, but he says the passage names two poor people each one gives his to his friend. Excuse me. Because our mother writes the dafka tzedakah specifically tzedakah. Im chayavin kolecha knas tzedakah. She'over alazer over. If they're not giving tzedakah, our own volition, but they have received a fine of some sort. As a penalty, you have to give a fine to tzedakah. And can't give to each other. The kain ain kan knas. There's no fine. Like on show. Partial dachashin us the kishon tzedakah. Obviously. Once the money's been given to the communal chest, Shalach Gabe, the final sum is that Gabe can then give from his own termination to the other guy, not directly. Flogar meaning Dama, no worse than the other poor people. And because then it can't end Kankas. He shouldn't promises ahead of time. It's arranged we follow because then there's no class. You can show the Rosh, the Asur, Lem Rav. The team requires a Rav, the Gam Shliach Tzibur, and also a Chazan. Let's see, in order to you might see the masses who only let's see the Chazan. They can't afford both. Because what comes first. The Rab Muvak, if it's a well-known rabbi, Ubaki with Torah, Varos Dinim Talmud Torah Kodim. Then he's conversant in Torah, in Piskei Halacha, etc. Then the Talmud Torah comes first. If not, Shliach Tzibur Hadif, let's see Rabbi Nechamas, and Shliach Tzibur is probable because he can exempt the masses their obligation. I can show them. For via Torah Shemar Siv Gimel, to enjoy both bring it down. Mash Mizeh, the Shatz Hayavechrech Letzi Rabbi. It sounds like their Shliach Tzibur was essential to be motzi the masses. Neishar Be'am Me'oretz you because the many Amar Shliach Lispal Klau. To Gundam Rov, the Ish Acher Loya Bicholta, Motivnam will Lispal. Who else is there to stand before the Amar to David? Nevertheless, Rab Muvak Adif, nevertheless, a well-known and well-known is the wrong translation from Muvak, respected. I'm not sure exactly. Anyway, you got the idea. Veda Me'atema is not astonishing. Ki Torah Gedol B'Tfilah, because Torah is greater than davening. Chaf v'chaser ben Rama writes, "Ein l'farnes harav shebe'ir mekrisot tzedakah." You're not supposed to sustain the rabbi of the city from the tzedakah funds. The Gnayulo is degrading him. It's degrading to the people of the city. You ask the Sibmo Kamacha, they should give him some sort of stipend from somewhere else. Each individual, interestingly, can give him his own tzedakah to the Rav. That is their cover. That kind of shono. The tiny but Tosefta neither learned Tosefta call not till tzedakah not till masani. Anybody can take tzedakah and take Maaseh V'yesh the Maaseh Ani, and not tzedakah. But somebody will take Maaseh Ani and not take tzedakah. Find him ayin sham. Find him imu tam chacham. The ksiva that he told tzedakah should done before since tam chacham, who's for him to grain take tzedakah, which is well known, that becomes well publicized. Loke Maaseh Ani. It's not the case of Maaseh Ani. Shechol min agon, which is sent from the barn. Find a dominika, and it's not obvious. Time to set the pay of Maaseh Ani. Nosim chaver ir b'toiva. As it says in Tosaf pay, you give Maaseh Ani to a chaver ir. Presumably means to the Tam Chacham city with and with gratitude. In other words, he's going to be grateful for it. So if the rabbi constantly gets his salary from the tzedakah pot, davar before some, it's going to be public. The agent said to be zayon, that's degrading. So individual says his house ain't a dominika should be tzedakah. It's not recognizable. It's tzedakah. It's done my son. It's like my son in that respect. So you can't ask. It seems as hipuk lo sipuk lo motzah. If you make a stipend, why you need tzedakah? It's not a question. Your someone could say, "Ain't maspik lo hasibuk lo tzedakah. Stipend is not enough for his needs." In this week, the Rav could write, I feel like we should you can give tzedakah to people who need a more expansive and broader expenditure, even their basic needs. Chafaf, the Rosh also said, you can give to take money even to pay the government, what you have to pay every year. If we should say it's because that's because Nevish. So he's Bashir, when they don't come to an agreement with him, Yesh Kama Aniyim Shein Lehem Ma'alitain. There's several Aniyim who won't be able to don't have what to give. V'yakul some, they're going to hit them, V'yavshitum, and strip them naked of their property. V'elcha Davar Omev Nepikoch Nefesh. I guess not just, it's even more than that. Because of pure nefesh. I've got this is chus was the Torah. We also tell us the fashos. These are some paragraph Megillah. There's more because chus in being involved in the Torah than being involved in saving souls. When it's material, when it's imminent, I should say, on the spot. Because nefesh, that's more significant than even the Torah. About the Talmud Torah, should say, I'm about the Talmud Torah for that. But say Robin made Malchesed ain't Mikros Ros Kaela Todos Lashem. A bit of nice censorship. Now in Europe we have no such problems. Reishlan based. The opinion Shmir Bismana Kadmon. The lost me the Shim in the ancient times and they took Shmir, of course nowadays when this happened. Fortunately, right now it's happening in Gaza, in Machshma. Av Kasav Rambam, a Perechesdin Yud. Pinan Shmir Kadma Parnasa Sanim Ksusa. Redeeming captives takes precedence over sustaining aniyim and clothing them. There's no greater mitzvah like redemption of captives. A persons in captivity is included those who are hungry and thirsty, and naked, and is in mortal danger. Somebody who ignores the redemption of poor people. He violates, do not harden your heart, and claps and can make your hand to a fist. And do not stand by when on your brother's blood. Do not let your brother be worked overly much in front of you. And he negates the mitzvah of opening your hand for him. Mitzvah of your brother should live with you. Love your friend like yourself. And say those who are taken for death. Now here we have the censorship. Also now distant places in the deserts in Asia and Africa and Gaza. Where bandits fall on travelers and take them captivity. I should put him with some until they redeem with great amount of ransom. As you know from caravans in Arabia. Base Okas, he also writes, Anshi should go most to be in basic Knesset, but people see build gather money to build a shul, the well land over a mitzvah, and a mitzvah purpose came before them. Motzim bo most, they use it for the mitzvah purpose. Kona avani because if they bought stones and beams, loim krum dar mitzvah. You cannot sell them for stand dar mitzvah only for pidyon shli. Abishi yivilas avani godrum, even though they brought the stones and they carved them as the chorus and pasum and the beams, and they carved them. Feed kidu akol binyan and prepared everything for the structure. Mocher akol pidyon shvui b'bad. You can sell everything only for the purpose of pidyon shvui. But they built and completed Leim Cruz basic Knesses. The shots of the shul Eli Gvula Pidyonim of Tzibur, but crack the redemption price of the Tzibur Akal Shano. Vlamish in mitzvahs based on the mitzvah pidyon shvui. It's not because the mitzvah of shul is greater than the mitzvah of pidyon shvui. Elatam Bagmar says the deer said the inchi lo maspza. Person doesn't sell his own house. Hein sham. Meaning Kamoshe, you know, Dumbo Chediosa Shadarba. So that person doesn't sell his house in which he lives. I feel it's even for the utmost need. A dia of Sharbalo Dira, it's not possible without a place to live. Not possible to whatever exists without a place to live. Kochen local dira is based on so to the dwelling in the shul is no worse. He dira of Klal Yisrael. So the dira of the Jewish people, the Torah Tefillah for davening and for learning and davening, no worse than Midiras Atzu than his own personal apartment. Such as a person makes all the efforts he can not to sell his place of abode. Yam so it's a chesed, so he'll toil to find another idea for what he needs. So they have to make the effort to make a new collection of the community. As opposed as long as it has been built, aim is amtzim bezeh. You don't make an effort for this. You just sell everything immediately. For those some matter what we did quickly. But if you can't make a collection at all, Pshita, there was something on basic Knesset, then you also start with shul. So you remove it. I feel with chulin to make it even chulin. They lift those sacrifices or redeem those souls.